Welcome, DeFrosters, and thanks for tuning in to DeFrost The Meltdown, the only podcast where you can stay up to speed with the ever-developing DeFrost Finance platform and get sneak peeks into what's to come. Without further ado, let's frost and melt.
Welcome back, DeFrosters, to another episode of DeFrost The Meltdown with your hosts, Doran and Money Printer. It's been a busy month over here at the DeFrost protocol with the team, with the community as well. In fact, we've had a lot of snapshot votes. We've got a lot of stuff to go over today, and we're excited to do it. Thank you for tuning in. If you're listening right now, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button if you're on YouTube. We really appreciate you guys stopping by. And really the goal today is just to go over kind of the last month per usual and start with probably the snapshot votes, kind of go over those, talk about the Elk boosted pool a little bit, talk about the H2O PEG, kind of some of the discussions we had in the forum with the community. And then obviously the H2O savings pool, the Platypus NFT Whitelist, and then finally the Platypus factory pool for H2O. So without further ado, MP, do you want to take us off with the Elk boosted pool, kind of how that came to be and what that was all about?
Yeah, sure. And just to bounce off your introduction there, if you are new to DeFrost, make sure you throw up a like and a subscribe for Doran and check out his DeFrost school for your fast track to learning about the protocol. So kind of where we left off before, it's probably been maybe 6 or 7 weeks since the last episode. Everyone's kind of had their heads down building, and the overall market hasn't been too pretty, but the real winners come out are the ones that build while things don't look great, while they look amazing, and anything in between. So that's what we're doing here at DeFrost. And back in January or February, we did start collaborating with Elk Finance on their DEX and interoperable token protocol on Avalanche and 18 other EVM networks. So you can use the Elk token to easily get to and from different networks and to the Avalanche ecosystem. So we did have a dual farm with them that started on May 5th. And this was emitting both Elk and Melt tokens at the time. And we were able to, since the launch of pairing Elk and Melt, we've been able to increase the participation of users in that pool. And Elk, the team, has been great, extended partnership here. And we do still have farms live for Melt and H2O on Elk Finance. So both of those do have pairs with farming incentives, and there is impermanent loss protection offered by Elk Finance. So you want to check that out in their documents. Anyone who was able to participate in the Elk Rush and get some bonus Melt rewards during that time, kudos to you to holding through what I just said, an entire kind of market downturn, and hopefully climb back up here the mountain to make another avalanche here.
Yeah, so hopefully, as Money Printer said, hopefully some of you guys and girls, I should say, we don't want to leave anyone out in DeFi or yield farming. Hopefully you guys got some of those Melt rewards. I do believe they ended a few days ago. It was intentional that they were temporary. They were never meant to last forever. It was a fixed amount of emissions that we sent over there. for that collaboration. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to talking a little bit about the H2O peg, and then kind of um, move on into the snapshot votes from there. So, without further ado, obviously, for a couple of months now, a few months now, we've witnessed really what can happen when you have a soft pegged stable coin. H2O, of course, is always over collateralized. There have been a lot of crazy things that happened, like, for example, with the UST Terra Luna meltdown, that I think a lot of people, I mean, I personally read articles about how it could happen at some point, and there's always going to be the fatalistic folks, especially on crypto Twitter, who are calling for something to fall. But I don't think any of us expected for it to fall when it did, or as hard as it did. Obviously, I don't want to get into too many details of the nitty gritty about, was it an exploit, who was responsible, all these different things. That's not what we're here to do. But the reason I bring it up is because we did allow a UST, a collateral, I should say, in our H2O vaults, half of which was UST. And what happened with that is during the meltdown, the liquidators were not quick enough. So we ended up with a vault that needed to be liquidated, was not liquidated, and the team is working right now and prioritizing solutions for that. I've been on specifically a call with the firm that we were speaking to about finding solutions for it, and we're actively going to continue looking for solutions to that. But rest assured, with that being said, all the while that is going on, H2O is still fully over collateralized. It was a bit of a ding to H2O, but nothing that made it go under being over collateralized or anything like that. So we're okay there. Just want to reassure everyone of that. And with that being said, that's enough about the UST stuff. Let's talk some more about the peg, which obviously has been the elephant in the room for a little bit. And we finally, with the help of the community, some members like Cryptox, Phoenix Risen, Master of Coin, Truzek, Itcha. I mean, there's a bunch of you guys. Sorry if I, didn't name someone. I could probably go on for 5 minutes naming awesome community members. But
You gotta
you
leave
guys,
a comment if we missed you, so
yeah,
we'll get you
yeah.
on the next one.
Yeah, leave a comment if we missed you. But you guys really stepped up to the plate and came forward, and we're like, listen, this has been too long. Obviously, as Money Printer was saying, we're in a bear market overall. It's a bloodbath out there. I think everyone's affected in one way or the other. But with that being said, we don't want to just blame everything on a bear market. So one of the things that we all kind of came together on was, listen, like, to get this thing turned around, to be prepared to have an amazing bull run when the bulls return, with melts and the protocol overall, we really need to make sure our foundation is solid. And so therein created basically what turned into 5 snapshot votes, most of which were about bringing H2O back to peg. So the two notable ones, both which had votes pass, are the H2O savings pool and then incentivizing the Platypus H2O pool. So both of those are live. The Platypus Factory H2O pool is live as of today. What came first was the H2O savings pool. And what that is basically a single-sided H2O pool on DeFrost Finance that you can stake H2O in and earn a portion of the protocol fees paid out in H2O, so paid out in stable. And then also we chose to incentivize it with some melt emissions as well. So those APRs can be seen on the farming page at DeFrost Finance. And yeah, there were some delays on the Platypus pool. I want to talk about the Platypus NFT whitelist, but before I do that, I want to pass it off to you, Money Printer. Do you want Do you have anything you want to say about the peg? Any reassurance for users, the community, anyone listening, or just anything you'd like to say about the platypus pool that went live today?
Yeah, well, going along the same topic here that you're discussing, kind of getting into the nitty gritty, as you like to say it. You know, we're gonna give you the updates, and whether good, bad, or in between. We're gonna be as transparent as possible. So, going along these same ideas, I just wanted to mention. So, obviously, with the collapse of UST, that's a big blast to the side of Hexagon Finance. And the latest there is that they are still working on a pivot move there. The good thing that you can take out of this is it's a lot better that this happened before the platform launched, and H2O was not pegged with UST on a major decentralized protocol.
It's a great point.
And they're working on a pivot so they can still launch the platform, and still be working with DeFrost for operational support and to have our assets on the protocol. So just wanted to give a quick update there, as it was supposed to be launched earlier back in May. But the last updates, from Twitter and in the Telegram, is that they're still working on, a plan to pivot, which is, a major pivot there when, the entire protocol was basically going to be paired with UST. So basically, probably dodged a huge bullet there from the beginning, and now will be a great thing to watch and see how they can pivot and get things up and running there.
Yes, sir, for sure. That's a really great point. I mean, just imagine what would have happened. I mean, I imagine what would have happened if it launched and everything was looking peachy, and then it happened after launch, like you said. I mean, it could
Like
have
GG, game over.
Yeah, that could have been bad. That could have been bad. So, like you said, I mean, we probably did dodge a bullet there. DeFrost. When I say we, I mean DeFrost. Probably dodged a bullet there. And yeah, I'm excited to see what they do and how they pivot. With that being said, did you want to talk about the platypus pool? Have you had a chance to kind of look at it, and see kind of what's going on there? I know we're alongside Teddy, TSD, and more money, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a new part of Platypus called
Yeah, so
Factory.
this is kind of like it's probably almost like their innovation zone, or open, kind of more open protocol where um, these projects that are developing on Avalanche will be able to come and show their worth to the ecosystem, and have a way to utilize their tokens and assets. So I haven't yet gotten to play around with it just yet. Kind of behind on all my tending and farming and things like that. But yeah, definitely plan on testing that out. And it's been a while since I've made very many videos myself on YouTube, so definitely due for another DeFrost video. Probably a perfect topic, as this has been a long time coming. The platypus collaboration here.
Yeah, and it just feels like, I don't know if this is how you feel. And by the way, like, I know you have a lot of stuff going on. I won't bore anyone listening with the details, but this dude is constantly in a million different rooms. He was just sending me some stuff earlier today of a live stream that he was on with a pretty prominent platform. So it's really cool to see. So yeah, no worries there. I mean, we can't be everywhere. We're just one person. But with that being said, I don't know how you feel about this. I feel, I'm starting to feel, obviously it would have been amazing if H2O repegged to $1 immediately and stayed there for the foreseeable future. We're not there yet. We still have work to do. We can chat more about that and maybe some more solutions that you and I might be able to bring to the table and get people talking about. Maybe get people back on the forums, keep people active. But I don't know about you. I'm feeling really good about where we're at with this H2O savings pool, with the Platypus factory pool. I mean, if you saw earlier in the Discord, if you're not in the Discord already, go to the link in the description. There will be a link to the Discord there. Definitely join and hang out with us. But anyone that's in the Discord, Rev from Vector Finance, which is a yield optimizer that's done a lot of work with Trader Joe, VJoe, and Platypus, VPTP. He was like, hey, listen, we just dropped something on our Twitter about the new factory pool on Platypus. Go take a vote of what your favorite stable in the new factory pool is. H2O, when I voted, was in the lead at that time. I don't know what it is now, but I'm pulling up our factory pools on Platypus right now. I'm looking at H2O, I'm looking at money, I'm looking at TSD, and I'm seeing that there is combined a total of over 900,000 on day one in the H2O factory pool, which is paired with USDC. And just to give you a comparison, money has a little over 300,000, and then TSD has a little over 150,000. So we're really squarely in the lead. And I'm not like tooting any horns or blowing the French horns yet on this one, but I feel really good. I feel like, you can see some H2O was taken out of the H2O savings pool. You can see that a lot has been put in the H2O pool. If you go to avax.curve.fi for finance /factory/8, you can see where the H2O peg is right now. Like I said, we're not where we want to be, but I still feel good about where we are so far. I feel like a lot of progress is being made. I feel like this is really good for us. We've got this additional use case in Platypus, one of the biggest stable swaps on Avalanche that's been hyped by everyone and their mother, sister, cousin, and brother. And we've got the H2O savings pool. We've got these other votes that have gone through. We're now taking in more fees, but still less fees than competitors in the same kind of realm we're in with our vaults. Whereas before that snapshot vote went into effect, we were taking in basically nothing on the front end in fees, which just doesn't make sense as a protocol. We have to, a protocol has to make revenue for it to make sense. But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel? I feel pretty good about like what I'm seeing right now and where DeFrost is at currently.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's just really showing the strength. And at this point, DeFrost has been active. About 7 or 8 months since we went live. And
Which is crazy.
The research and development and everything before that, and recruiting the right team to build here and get the word out together. It took some time as well, and we're still going on perfecting the process. As always, taking community's input. And we do definitely appreciate the loyal, passionate members that stick around and bring up even the tough discussions because you don't want to be silenced for bringing those things up. We want to kind of face them head on and make DeFrost the platform you want to see. And the performance there on the launch day is just really showing that strength here, and make sure to check that out and test it out. Join the Platypus Telegram or Discord. Check out what's going on Twitter and whatnot. Just make sure you're going to official accounts only. Don't get scammed in your DMs. Mandatory operational security rant there.
OPSEC all day, baby, all day. Whoop whoop. All right, let's talk a little bit about the NFT whitelist really quick, which is a collaboration with Platypus. If anyone's been looking at what they've been doing with their NFTs, they're actually pretty cool. I believe they have a section of the website If you go to their website, I believe you can at the top click NFT white paper, and this should have all of the info on it. But you should be able to find it. It's actually really cool what they are doing or plan to do with their NFTs. And so they've been collaborating with some protocols to kind of, in the best way, really, to, the best way to get the word out about something like this. It's cool that they're doing it. They could kind of just sit back on their laurels and just kind of chill. I mean, like I said, they're one of the most hyped stable swaps. They've done a great job already, but they're not doing that. They're launching factory pools. They're including other protocols in the space. They're reaching out and collaborating on this cool NFT project they're working on. If anyone's been on Twitter, they just recently dropped a tweet where they teased some NFTs that were specific to protocols they've been working with. I want to say it was Yield Yak and More Money. I know More Money was one of them. I probably just botched the first one, so call me out in the comments if I did. But I know More Money was one of them. And if it doesn't ring a bell right off the bat, More Money, H2O, we just launched in the factory pool together. We're also doing an NFT whitelist collaboration with them. Well, the whitelist itself, that campaign has concluded, but we, are working on this NFT collaboration with them. And so you can kind of connect the dots there. Maybe we'll get something unique of our own. Wink, wink, nod, nod. I don't know. Don't call me out if we don't. But it looks semi-promising. So with that being said, just wanted to touch on that a little bit. And if anyone wants to go through and read the snapshot votes, votes 7 through 12, I will link those in the description. But if you go to forum.defrost.finance, it's going to be the category called snapshot votes. And that you can find everything there, including past votes, including active current votes going on. So that's a good place to look for all that stuff. Without further ado, though, I think that about covers everything. Is there anything you wanted to touch on before we kind of close this one out?
No, I think we kind of hit all the key points there. And, as we see what's going on in the crab market here, definitely will ramp up the activity as far as the podcast goes, when the time sees fit. And an old wise man once said, mo money, mo problems, not to be a FUD bringer.
I believe that was Aristotle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and the last thing would just be let's frost and melt.
Let's frost and melt. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been your host, Doran and Money Printer. We will see you guys next time.
Cheers, DeFrosters.
You are now a defroster. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us back here again next month for another episode of DeFrost The Meltdown. Happy melting, friends.